Anytime over the next few weeks is a good time to do some pruning of trees and shrubs while they're still dormant. Always consider what you're going to cut off first because you can't glue branches back on. But the time not to prune is the day after someone's received a brand new chainsaw for their birthday. I'm a little wary of chainsaws ever since I shortened the handle on the rake. I wasn't planning to shorten the handle on the rake, I was cutting a window in the shed at the time. Well, in fact, I wasn't planning to cut the window in the shed, I was trying to prune the shrub beside it. Now it looks like a bonsai. Hi, today we're going to be talking about pruning tools. And if you go down to the garden centre or the hardware store, you'll see there's a bewildering array of different types. Too many almost. What you really need is just a couple that will cover everything in the garden. Generally, there are just two types of pruning tools. There's the bypass type, which has an action like a scissor, and the anvil type, where the blade comes down on a simulated anvil. It does tend to crush a branch or stem somewhat. It's not really an issue in most cases. They are useful for larger branches, which are a little tougher to cut. This is one of my favorites. It's an extended pruner. It's a bypass pruner, does a great job. But with this, I can reach into the rose bush without getting prickles and thorns in my hands. Good for raspberries too. One of my favorites is this one. It's a bonsai pruning tool, and it's got narrow blades. It's just handy to have around. Before the locking device broke, I used to be able to stick it in my pocket and walk around the garden with it. And if we're going to be pruning branches off trees, need something a little more heavy duty. This will cut up to 2-inch diameter branches. It's a ratchet type, which makes it easier. Of course, all these pruning tools will do the job. They will cut whatever you choose to cut. The most important thing when you're buying a pruning tool is ergonomics. How does it fit in your hand? And rather than just pull it off the shelf, get a feel for the grip. I recommend you don't buy one larger than necessary if you're doing general pruning, because all that squeezing, it tires the hand, and if you have arthritis, for instance, it's a lot of work. This particular one, I find it pinches the palm of the hand when it snaps shut. Not very well designed, that one. Besides being ergonomically correct, quality, of course, is important. If you buy pruners, your first set of pruners from a store that sells them for $1, they'll be worth $1, and instead of clipping the stems off, you'll be mangling them. So look for the quality. Are they carbon steel or stainless steel? Those are important factors. Is there some heft to the blade? Blades that are too thin and too light, they'll just twist when you're cutting. Check if the blades can be easily sharpened. Most of them come apart with a screw and a nut, and in fact some manufacturers offer replacement blades. You can send away for them, but if you want a replacement blade, you may have to check the manufacturer's packaging to determine if that's the case. Just call me Edward. One final thing, when using a pair of pruners, keep the pruning hand well away from the non-pruning hand. Any questions, email me at garden@gto.net. I'm David Hobson for therecord.com.